It's time for Wrestling for the Culture, where we take a look inside to see what the wrestlers of color have been doing this week. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Wrestling for the Culture. I'm your host, Brian H. Waters. This show is brought to you by the Wrestling Wrealm, which you can find on all podcast platforms and, of course, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. On YouTube, go to youtube.com/The Wrestling Wrealm. On Instagram and the Twitter, make sure you put at Wrestling Wrealm. That is W, Wrealm with a W. And of course, go on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, you name it, we're there. And if you're on the Anchor app, go right to Anchor and subscribe. So, Wrestling for the Culture, let's get right into it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a brand new Intercontinental Champion, and his name is Bobby Lashley. Lashley getting it done in a triple threat match between him, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. A lot of people didn't think Lashley would win this match. I would say I didn't. I was like, okay, Ambrose is probably going to win. It's going to be a setup for a feud between Rollins and Lashley. But this was definitely a surprise. So, shout out to Leo Rush being right there by his side. You can say he's been helping Lashley believe in himself a little bit more. So, congratulations to Bobby Lashley getting it done. He's amongst the few black people who's won the IC title. Let's be real. The first one, of course, was the one and only Ahmed Johnson. Big E, Kofi Kingston, they're two guys who are on the roster who's been Intercontinental Champion. Ezekiel Jackson is another one to add. R-Truth is another one who's still on the roster, who's actually celebrating a birthday this past week, so shout out to him. So, just to kind of, bring it up, let's move on. Monday Night Raw, we saw Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey team up as they defeated Tamina and Nia Jax, but afterwards, Sasha let Ronda know. Ronda went out there and she said it's going to be an honor to be in the ring with her, and it'd be an honor, help her understand who she is in her career. She can get a win over Sasha Banks. And the boss showed that she's not going to take this lightly, and she's not going to take it laying down. She's letting it know that she wants to be a women's champion. She said she's coming back for her belt. This, of course, will lead to some argument backstage, which we saw Bayley and Natalya kind of get involved, and that will set us up for this Monday, as we will see Rousey teaming with her best friend Natalya to take on the Boss and Hug connection. That is Sasha Banks and Bayley. Oh boy, what a match this is going to be. Speaking of previews, so you may have noticed Mandy Rose has been a thorn in Naomi's side as of late. This past Tuesday on SmackDown, she decided to go and lure Mandy's husband, Jimmy Uso, into her hotel room. And what did that do? Jimmy, much against what I would have done, he ended up going. But it was a setup, as Naomi was right there waiting and beat Mandy. Of course, they got into it. But nonetheless, that made the powers that be say that is it. The showdown will finally happen. Now, we do know Mandy and Naomi were supposed to take on each other beforehand. They were supposed to take on each other a while ago, but instead she substitutes Sonya Deville. I think the best thing we would do would be to ban Sonya from ringside so we can get this one-on-one match. Obviously, it's a match they probably didn't think they should put it on the Royal Rumble, because it probably would have got lost in the shuffle, and it would not be fair to put this on the pre-show. So, moving on NXT, as we get set and get ready for the EST of NXT, Bianca Belair, she will be taking on the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, and she let Shayna know right there, front and center, even with her 4 horsewomen partners, that she's not afraid, and she gave her a slap to the face. So this is going to be a match up. The Street Profits was able to be successful this past Wednesday on NXT. So as you know, they're the Evolved Tag Team Champions. More on that later. But let's talk about WWE. They've made some they went on WWE.com and they said, these are some people to watch. So, of course, I had to grab the people of color. We got Sasha Banks and Bayley. WWE said, this is the team to watch. Could these two be the first of the modern era women's tag team champions? The champions will be crowned at the Elimination Chamber. Not sure just yet. Only time will tell. Then they put in the North American champion, Ricochet. I'm definitely looking for a big year for Ricochet. I would not be surprised if he is your NXT champion by December. Mia Yim, everybody knows, we're definitely huge fan of hers since day one. They're saying they predicted for her to have a breakout year. I would love to see what's going to happen. Will she be in the Royal Rumble? I know WWE did this thing where they went on their Twitter and they unveiled all of them. So, of course, of this taping, I did not look at that list. But, I can see Mia Yim definitely being a challenger for the NXT Women's Championship and perhaps even a champion by December. Keith Lee is another one they're saying he's somebody to watch out for. So time will tell. Unfortunately, he fell short to Cassius Ohno after Ohno used a low blow this past week. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he could be a guy to watch out for. So let's move on. Let's go to our independents. So I told you, stay tuned because I was going to talk about the Street Profits. But before we get there, this team, the Skull, Adrian Alanis, and Leon Ruff defeated Lotus, Milk Chocolate, and the Beaver Boys this past week at Evolve to earn a shot at the Street Profits for the Tag Team Championships. Unfortunately, they were not victorious as the Street Profits held on to the titles. Moving on, let's go on to Shine. Dementia D Rose, or I should say the Rosewad, defeat Trish Adora in the opening bout. Aja Perera is still your Shine Nova champion as she defeated Kiera Hogan. And then we crown new tag team champions. Yes, we have new tag team champions as Rainbow Bright, Luscious Latasha, and Galby Gilbert defeated the Twisted Sisters, Holly Dead, and Thunder Rosa. So, moving on to PWG as the Rascals, Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz defeated the Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent. Faye Jackson continues, as she calls it, the Faye Jackson Award Tour, continues racking up gold. We reported she won gold last week, and this week she does it again, becoming the new BCW Women's Champion. And then her and her tag partner at Queens of Combat, they're Willow Nightingale, they're known together as Thick and Juicy, would defend their titles against the Twisted Sisters, and guess what? And still tag team champions, Thick and Juicy. Going back to Evolve, it got a little mixed up in the rundown, but guess what? It don't matter. AR Fox and Johnny Gargano defeated Austin Theory and Josh Briggs. And then let's move on to Impact as the X Division champion Rich Swann defeated Trey in a match that, anytime you see these guys in the ring, you can guarantee there's going to be some social media content. And Shane Strickland was victorious this week, defeating Brian Cage and successfully defending his PCW Ultra Heavyweight Championship. And if you know Shane Strickland, you know he's a free agent, folks. That's the thing. Where is Strickland going? AEW, New Japan, Impact Wrestling, ROH, or is he WWE bound? Stay tuned. And then let's go. We're going to close this part out with IWC Reloaded, where they hit the reset button and there was a number of championships defended, and wouldn't find out their opponent until the show. But one thing we do know, we can report that the main event held on to their tag team titles. Unfortunately, Jonathan Gresham did not hold on to his title. So now let's move on, and this next one is presented by the BWA Black Wrestling Alliance, which you can find on Instagram at Black Wrestling Alliance. They present Black Gold, formerly known as and new, but they call it Black Gold. So guess what? I gotta go with my boy over there. Make sure you check him out, where you can find all the content surrounded by black wrestlers, whether it's birthdays, whether it's historic facts, whether it's new champions, you name it. Like I said before, this is how I found out about a lot of wrestlers. So let's start off with the BWA Rising Star of 2018 award winner Sonny Kiss wins the Warriors of Wrestling Heavyweight Championship after a win over Chris Steeler. Congratulations to Sonny Kiss. And then you guys remember the Pope, Elijah Burke. Well, he is now the FEW North Florida champion. His second title under that banner, as he is also tag team champion with JB Cool. And then we saw Red Velvet becoming the first ever FEW North Florida women's champion. Ryan Rembrandt is the new Georgia Pro Wrestling Cruiserweight champion. Jocelyn Navarro captured another title, as she is the WBW Diamond Champion. And then last but certainly not least, the Little Blue Dragon, Seishin, aka Tootie, winning her first championship by becoming the Cape Champion Wrestling Women's Champion, CCW Women's Champion. So congratulations to all the new champions of color. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this week's Wrestling for the Culture. As I said, make sure you are locked and subscribed to the Wrestling Wrealm. You can find content from The Real Dwayne Allen, from myself, Brian H. Waters. You follow Dwayne Allen at Dwayne Allen 24. Follow me at Brian H. Waters, and follow the Wrestling Wrealm at Wrestling Wrealm. Have quite a bit coming up this past week. I had, actually over the past 2 weeks, an interview with Keith Mack, an interview with the second ever MCW Pro Wrestling Women's Champion Amber Rodriguez, and I had my boy Chad from View from the Top Rope, the award-winning podcast. So make sure you check that out. 2011. I'm going back. That's when the Wrestling Wrealm first started. 2017, 2018 was good for the Wrealm, but 2019 is going to be even better. And guess what? It is officially a year old. I should have said this at the top, but I got so excited I almost forgot. This makes an official year for Wrestling for the Culture. Don't tell me I can't be consistent. So, until the next time, folks, I'm Brian H. Waters. So long, everybody.